You're watching Krista Jager on the Thrash Kings YouTube channel.
Welcome back, Team Thrash Kings. We're here at Sydney Motorsport Park for HiTec drifting, and it's round one. A lot of effort has gone into Hulk, and it's going to be interesting to see if there's going to be any teething issues. As you'd expect, first time on track, there's probably going to be something that pops up. The good news for us is we've also brought Chucky, so if there's any issues, he's able to jump straight out of Hulk, straight into Chucky, and we know that Chucky's been reliable for the last 12 months. Now, in terms of the event itself, our goal is just to try and get a good qualifying position today, get out in practice without any issues. Let's talk to Bogger and just see where he's at the moment.
Hey.
G'day, Bogger. So you're at Sydney Motorsport Park for HiTec drifting?
Yes, we're here.
How you feeling?
Tired.
Very tired?
Pretty tired. We had a big week just getting all the little things finished on the car.
Yep.
So just like emergency stops, just the small things in the regs. If we don't have it, we can't drive.
Yep.
So I got all that sorted and put a new bonnet on and cut all the holes properly so it wasn't just an abortion.
Yep.
And yeah, we're here, we're ready to go.
And what's your goal for today, or at least for this first session?
Look, to start with, I think it's just all about smiles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just enjoying it.
So what's the most powerful car you've driven on a track before this one?
Only 600 horsepower.
That's it, so straight from 600 to an easy 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so yeah, I've never driven anything like this before.
Yeah.
So even just the gearbox, everything about the whole car I've just never driven, not used to.
Yep.
See how we go.
Yeah, nice, have fun.
Thank you.
So that was Hulk's very first time sideways. I almost can't really describe exactly how the thing sounds. It's a mixture of high revving V8 and a ridiculously large turbo on the front of it. I could tell he was being a little bit conservative because the thing looks like it's actually got some really good speed out of the box. I can't wait to see what's going to happen over the next few laps. Alright, so I've just arrived back at the pits and Bogger's pulled in after that second lap. I saw a bit of a mistake out there, and hopefully nothing's broken. What are you thinking?
I don't know.
What did you feel?
A bang.
Yep.
And then a couple more little bangs.
Okay.
And as soon as you turn, it feels like something's slipping.
Okay. So up until that point, so if you come back to your first lap, what were you thinking?
Oh, first lap was holy crap, this thing is stupid.
Yeah.
I just went in third gear because I didn't know what the steering was going to be like.
Yep.
And I think I was probably using 2 or 3 mil of throttle.
Yeah.
That was it. I was just like, so I thought I'll go fourth and just accelerating down the straight in fourth. I know it was wheel spinning, but it was throwing you back in the seat, and I was like, this is insane. And then obviously on entry, as soon as I got on the gas, it just something happened on this side.
Yeah, right.
It all looks good though, so.
All right, we'll have a good look. So at this stage, we've had a good look over the car and we really can't see any problems. Everything's tight. Nothing seems broken, and yet at the same time, Bogger's felt something pretty major in the car. So at this stage, we're just pulling the back cover off of the quick change. As you can see, the cool thing about these quick changes is they're quick if you use the right tools. So the main thing we're looking for here is just that everything inside the diff is fine. Nothing's coming out in the oil. Okay.
Clean as a whistle.
So from what Bogger's been saying, it sounds like it's basically to him it sounds like a broken shaft of some sort. The plan at this stage is just put it back together, head out. These guys can do a bit of a warm-up donut type thing before the start line. So I think the plan now will be just put it all back together, get it back out on the track and give it a couple of warm-up donuts and see if it keeps going, and if it doesn't, send it.
Have a look and see. It feels the arse end is doing that.
Here's what we need to do. Do another circle the other way.
Doesn't do it.
I was going to say it's just this side, right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right, we'll park it up. We'll pull the whole side apart. Well, that's new. All right, now one of the things that we mentioned this morning is taking a new car to a track. It tends to throw up some issues that you may not have been able to see before you're putting the car together. The issue that we've got at the moment is that the drive shaft itself is a little bit too short, and so what that's done is initially when the car was in third gear it was able to maintain drive, and the moment it hit fourth gear it squatted a little bit more, extended that drive shaft, and it's actually pulled it out of its normal operating range and it's damaged the drive shaft. Now we do have a spare one to go back in, but the problem obviously is going to be that the exact same thing's going to happen. We've got a couple of possibilities at this stage. One will be to put in some spacers so that that shorter drive shaft will at least get us through the weekend. Another tactic that I'm going to put into the car is to actually raise the rear. As it was squatting harder in fourth than what it was in third gear, it was able to extend that drive shaft just a little bit too much. So hopefully by raising the car about an inch or so, we'll keep that drive shaft within its operating range and at least get us through the weekend. And then with a bit more time we can find a permanent solution, whether that's maintaining some sort of drive shaft spacer or actually just getting some custom drive shafts made up. But for the moment, we'll try and get this thing back in and raise it up and see how it goes. Now I've been running around like a madman trying to find some spacers for these drive shafts. I've just come down to WDS. I'm not too sure what the place is, but after going to about 3 other shops and kind of bunny hopping from one to the next, I've finally been taken to a place that can supply a space that I think is going to work. All up, I think these are about 3mm. And by putting them together, hopefully we'll get the 6mm that we need, and ideally we'll have a bit more of a permanent solution in the future, but maybe to get us out of this weekend this should be enough. So now it's just a matter of heading back to the track as soon as possible and getting it done.
Best venue going around.
Alright, so it looks like we've spent a good 3/4 of an hour putting these little drive shaft spacers in. Bogger's been able to give us a hand, which is really good, and between the two of us we've kind of got it done fairly quickly. Now in terms of the spacer itself, it's not really ideal, but it really is the only option we have to be able to continue for the weekend. So planning for the future, we'll be able to make up a proper spacer for it off of the diff itself, but at the moment we've had to put the spacer in at the hub, so maybe a little bit unknown as to how successful this is going to be, but it's our only choice, so we'll just give it a run.
Skids!
think you do size.
Alright, we'll head back. That was damn cool. What do you reckon, man?
Wow.
How is it?
Steering's really difficult,
Yeah.
but the power is, oh my god.
So once we can see that you're just clicking into fourth.
I'm taking off in second,
Yep.
and then clicking fourth.
And there's instant
And
wheel.
I'm like, it's fun. And
Yeah,
locking
nice.
the front a lot.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
So I've got to ease off on the brakes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, man. You have to drive this thing, man. Actually, not with the steering, the
Yeah.
way that it is, but
But it looks controllable. It looks,
Oh,
it's so dialed for a brand new car.
I think the steering being heavy gives it a lot of feel.
Yeah.
So even though I'm giving it a lot of input, it's still very controllable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is there anything you can do just to speed up the transitions, or does it feel like the steering's holding
It's
that
the steering,
back? Yeah.
100% the steering. Because I can't let it go, it won't self-feed. Like
Right.
I'm kind of giving it input.
Yeah.
So that's why the transitions are a bit slow.
Yep. Yeah, nice. Well, that's pretty immense for the first few laps. I've got to admit, I'm really happy that these drive shaft spaces have actually held up, because I was a little nervous that it was actually going to make things worse. Before, if there was an issue with the car, the drive shaft was going to break. By putting the spacers in, the spline is actually pulled a little bit further out of the knuckle, so if something was going to break, it was going to be the knuckle, and that was the last thing that I wanted to have happen. So we've gone out there, we've actually proven that the system's now working, the car's dialed in, the power steering didn't get better as we kind of expected it might have. And so at the moment it's only got one more little thing to work on, and it looks like this thing will be dialed and ready for competition. The next up is qualifying, so we'll put some cameras in the car and we'll go from there. Good job, Bogger.
That's final.
Fucking jeez.
Oh yeah.
See what I mean about the entry?
Yeah. How does that?
Fucking burn our car. That's sick.
Bogger's just put down 2 of his qualifying laps. First lap a 77, which was technically really good. The second lap was a 60, although maybe more of a showman's type lap, which the crowd definitely enjoyed. So let's find out exactly what his own thoughts are of his laps. Bogger,
Hey, mate.
how you feeling?
I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, car's sick. Still have that steering issue. It does get a little bit better with revs,
Yeah.
but struggling on the transitions to try and be aggressive, it's very hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you're on the throttle a lot, it doesn't really want to turn.
Yep.
But yeah, look, I tried to do a consistent run on the first one and try and really hit the clips.
Yep.
I did as best as I could, and the second one I just wanted to blaze tyres. So
Yeah.
I just pretty much did a 4th gear burnout off the line and just tried to keep it going.
Yeah. Nice.
So lots of fun. This car is amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
So well, yeah, once we get the steering sorted, I think it'll be a really competitive car.
So typically for a comp, you want to get a little bit of tandem practice in before you actually start the battles.
Yep.
At the moment, you've only had a couple of solo runs. What's your plan to try and get that practice in?
Just head out. I've got plenty of tyres, so
Yep.
yeah, I'll just be a serial pest and just follow as many people as I can.
Yeah, nice. All right, day number 2. Looks like today's competition day, and so far Hulk's holding up. The rear end's holding together. The only issue for Bogger today is going to be the fact that the car doesn't have any power steering. In theory, he should be able to drive it around it to a certain extent, but at the same time, he hasn't had any proper battle practice yet. Bogger,
Hey mate.
how you feeling?
Warm?
It's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what's the plan for today?
Party.
Yeah.
Party. Party, party, party.
Now, in terms of a goal for today, you're going to be in the battles, get through your first battle. Is the goal to just kind of get out of there cleanly, or do you want to try and take it a bit further?
Oh look, always want to try and take it further.
Yep.
So I watched some footage yesterday of my driving.
Yep.
Yesterday I was pretty much just focusing on working out what the car was going to do.
Yep.
Seeing my line was terrible. So I'm hoping to improve on that. Whether I go through or not doesn't really bother me at this stage. It's more getting comfortable in the car and trying to put it where I want it. So that's basically the goal.
Yep.
Is go out there, put on a show, I want smoke.
Yeah.
Revs, smoke, and just see if I can get that line.
Yeah.
If I can get the line and I don't make it through, then I'm still happy because it's a step forward.
Yep.
So as long as I'm progressing,
Yeah.
it's happy days.
All right, let's do it.
Cheers.
So it looks like he's got a little bit more grip than some of the other cars out there. I'm sure the lack of power steering will be a major factor in why that's so difficult to switch. So you'll notice just at the very end of that run, he was trying to pull the car back but just couldn't and ended up having to bail a little bit. But technically that was the very first run he's ever chased somebody, and you can see the car was easily keeping up, and if anything he's having to put a lot of effort into trying to pull the speed back out. It'll be very interesting to see where we go from here.
All the plastic.
I said, you know you're not supposed to hit the bollard, right?
Now we're getting there. Well, that's it for practice here at HiTec, and Bogger's pretty much going to be going straight into the battles from here. The first guy he's up against is Mickey Moo, which I haven't been able to watch because he wasn't out in that practice session. I'm going to give Bogger the advice of pumping the rear tyres up, and then I think he's going to tell me that he just wants to leave the car as it is. So we'll see what he has to say. So you're up against Mickey Moo for your first battle?
Yep.
What's your strategy?
Just drive.
Just drive it? Yep.
I haven't even watched Mickey move. I haven't seen how he drives. So,
have you got any? Like, does it feel like the car would be a little easier to drive if you pump the rear pressures up?
no.
No?
Nah, the opposite. I found with the pressures higher, I couldn't get on the gas.
Okay, yeah.
I tried to get on the gas, it just pushed me really wide.
Yep.
And it wanted to go to 90 degrees basically straight away.
Yeah, okay.
So the minute I lowered the pressures, it had a lot more side bite.
Yep.
So it felt like I didn't have to be on and off the throttle. I could sort of squeeze the throttle and be consistent.
Yep.
And control it a bit better, where with the way that it was with the tyre pressures up, it literally just wanted to throw 90.
Yeah.
And then you had to stay on the throttle, and it just didn't seem as nice to drive.
Yep.
So I lowered the pressures and it actually feels a lot better.
In a couple of those runs there, it looked like you tried it in third and in fourth, or are you finding it's easier as a lead car?
Fourth is just wheel speed and smoke.
Yep.
It feels a lot smoother and faster in third.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll just run third, I think.
Yep. Yeah, nice. How excited are you, Cookie?
Hogs first win! Woohoo!
We literally just walked back into the pits.
Whoa! He cooked it behind you, pretty much smart.
What the f doing?
Hey, mate.
First win. Nice work, man. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried on my entry. When I came in, it locked.
Yes.
It found on full lock, and I was like, please don't fuck up here.
Yeah.
So I managed to get out of it, but it probably made me get a bit squirmy at the start.
Yeah. Yep.
And I looked back. I got no mirrors, so I can't see behind me.
Yeah.
So when I went around the bottom of the corner, I looked back, I see it was miles away.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, you either spun or didn't get off the line. And having no comms, obviously, with you, I was like, well, I'll just put a tight chase.
Yep.
So I gave him a little bit of room on entry, just because that's where I'm binding on that first corner.
Yep.
And I think we come through pretty good. It felt pretty close. I guess I'll just have to watch the video to see.
Yeah. So it looked like, as you said, you had that little bit of room on the first corner, and that meant that when you transitioned, and it was a tight transition, that ended up helping you.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to pedal it back so much, and then once you got in the uphill bit, then it became a bit
sweet,
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
No, it was fun.
First win.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Steering? We don't have any power steering at the moment.
Looks like behind me, Bogger's getting his very first interview as a pro level driver. I get, from my experience, it's a little bit of a daunting task just having a camera thrust in your face, but I think so far he's doing a really good job. Bogger, how was your first interview as a pro driver?
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention a few of the sponsors though, which probably sucks, but...
Yeah, it's the first mistake everybody makes.
Yeah.
Is you get so wrapped up in the idea of what do I look like on camera.
To be honest, I'm thinking I need to get that power steering belt on the car. That's all I'm thinking at the moment.
Yeah. All right, let's get it done.
I'll get better.
Yeah. Back in the pits, Bogger's just finished his final battle there with Matt Harvey, and Matt Harvey has gone through, so let's figure out what happened and where we go from here. Bogger,
Hey mate.
how was your battle?
Had a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I potatoed my entry behind him. I went to grab the handbrake, it didn't really do what I wanted it to do, and then I thought he was going to spin.
Yep.
So I gave him a little bit of room, he didn't spin, he recovered.
Yeah.
So I did gain him on the last couple of corners.
Yep.
And got fairly close, I rubbed his guard. So the in-car footage will be pretty good of that.
Yep.
And then on the lead, I boxed him out in the first corner. So I entered a little bit early.
Yep.
And I ran the ripple.
Yeah, okay.
So that heavy deductions for that.
Yeah.
So learning curves. It's I was stoked I won the first battle and we're going up against number one. So
yeah,
it was always going to be a tough battle. I'm just stoked with how the car went and it actually made it through and we've won a battle and happy days.
Yeah, nice. So in terms of the first event, that's an amazing result. Where's next to for this car?
Steering.
Yeah.
I really want to sort the steering out and I'm thinking even maybe mechanical rack.
Yeah,
no power assist at all.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've been driving it all day now with no power assist. The belt came off and I didn't even realise.
Yeah.
So it's, if I can put a mechanical rack or something in it that I know is never going to fail and I can get used to it,
Yep.
then I can get confident and drive around it. But that first corner was a little bit daunting because it was always binding, and it was a bit of a risk as to whether it was going to bind and throw me straight or if it was going to pull out of it. So the first corner was a little bit worrying for me.
Yep.
But we'll get it sorted out. We'll get the steering sorted, and I think this thing will be an absolute weapon.
Yeah, nice. Now, just before we wrap up, any sponsors that you want to thank?
Yeah, look, BSC Performance, all the boys down there, they've worked tirelessly on this thing for the last couple of months to get it finished. HiTec oils, so we've got a big engine with lots of power. HiTec made up a special blend just for the motor, and it's had oil pressure all day, doesn't drop, it's been mint. Intense turbos, like the turbo on this thing is just so good.
Yep.
I don't know actually how hard it's working out there, but look, no issues. There's no lag in this car at all, it's amazing. So they've done a good job of setting it up. And of course, Zoo. So without Zoo, this car would not be where it is and how good it is. So thanks to everyone.
All right, we'll see you next time. That's the end of HiTec Drifting round 1 for us. And overall, there's been a really successful weekend. A couple of typical type hiccups for a brand new car, but ultimately a really good result. The next thing for us will be to take this, I think, to Pheasantwood for the Keep It Reet Matsuri, and I'll be bringing my car up there as well, so that's going to be a killer event. So if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe to the Thrash Kings YouTube channel and also to our Facebook page, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Thank you.